Hello, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. Well, let me tell you, sometimes I have the best timing. So it seems like no sooner had I finally decided and finally ordered Worker Talon magazines, and the order had been processed and the order had been shipped, and then somebody spotted on one of the sites, they spotted a new type of magazine, and it was by Worker, and it was a banana, a curved mag. Hindsight is one thing, but you can't actually go back and change things. But here we are. So, Worker has come out with a new magazine. It is very similar to the Talon magazine. Now, there is some confusion, at least on my part, about what the magazine is actually called. Some sites seem to still refer to them as Talons or Banana Talons, or I don't actually know. So if I can figure out the right name, I will put that up somewhere. Here's hoping I figure it out. Alright. But anyway, for now, I'm just going to call them Bananas or Banana Talons. So, this is a new magazine from Worker. It comes in the same colors that the normal Talon comes in, and for that matter, comes in the same colors that some other Worker products come in, such as the Prophecy Springer Blaster. I like orange, and I ordered orange. I got 5 orange. I also have orange Talon magazines. So, let's cover the basics. How is it? The construction seems to be the same, high quality as most any Worker product that you would find. One of the big differences with the new magazine versus the old one is the new magazine is almost completely clear. Like you can probably see my hand through that. The previous magazine was clear on the narrow edge, but on the wide edge it was kind of almost scuffed to give it an interesting texture, and I don't mind it. This is kind of a nice texture, to be honest. It feels nice on the hand, but this one can definitely be seen through much more easily. So I'm going to say that's more a matter of personal preference. The new magazine is longer than the old one. Now, measuring a banana mag, I don't know how exactly you're supposed to do that, but I believe the official figures say that the new magazine is something like 40 millimeters longer, which checks out. It's about 40 millimeters longer. One of the first things that I saw when the new banana magazine came to be known was, could you extend the banana in the same way that you can extend the Talon? Now, I saw a picture, somebody in the Detroit Dark Talk Discord put up a picture that I think was from FDL user group, and someone had put the extender on the banana mag and said that it holds up to like 22. I couldn't reproduce that result. I'm going to put up a picture that I took, which is basically showing when I add the extender to the bottom of the banana magazine. Honestly, the spring is not long enough to let the follower reach the top of the mag. So at least for mine, unless the springs are different lengths in different mags, I think the other one was clear. For mine, it is not a viable thing. Now, the interesting thing is the extender does fit. The banana mag has the same 4 clips at the bottom. This bottom can be removed easily, so if, let's say you needed to clean your mag, that's theoretically no problem. You just pop these 4 tabs, or possibly fewer than 4, and this bottom will come off. You can take the spring out, the follower out, and you can clean the inside of the magazine. What I noticed is that the bottom of the mag is slightly different between the new one and the old one. There's no way that my camera is going to be able to pick this up while we're doing video, but I'll see if I can't capture an image of how they are different. And actually, while removing the bottom from one of the new magazines, 2 of the tabs ended up with plastic stress marks, and now that I look at it, one of those tabs that had stress marks has completely snapped off. The design of the teeth is different, but needless to say, the bottom of the regular Talon was easier to remove. For me, I'm not saying I completely know what I'm doing, but the design is definitely different, and the new one looks like it's meant to stay on much more firmly and be harder to remove. So theoretically, and I don't mind if I break this, because honestly, I'm extending all of my regular Talons with the extender, so I have plenty of the spare bottoms, and they are compatible. So I can use regular Talon bottoms on the new magazine. But theoretically, we should be able to just kind of gently put a screwdriver in, same as the old one, and just kind of push up. Maybe if it's a matter of pushing in that direction rather than pushing towards the inside of the magazine, that might help you preserve the tabs better, maybe. Alright, removing this, I'll be honest, I still got a couple of stress marks and I was being as careful as I could. So, I can't necessarily recommend doing that. Now, if you saw my previous video, which I should have posted by now, if you saw my previous video where I showed how far the Talon spring sticks out, this is not that much. This spring sticks out untensioned. This spring only sticks out about 1.5 inches, or what would that be? About 35 or 40 millimeters. A regular Talon spring, needless to say, untensioned, a Talon spring sticks out way further. That is why the extender works, because you have so much more spring sticking out. And as far as I can tell, I'll be honest with you, these are the same spring. There are the same number of coils or bends or whatever you want to call them. These are the same spring. I realize my video is crap, but if you can see it, these springs are exactly the same length, untensioned. So we're going to put that back together real quick. There are no signs of stress marks. As far as I can tell, there are no stress marks on the original Talon foot plates that I removed, but I'm consistently getting stress marks, and if not completely broken off tabs, for the banana mags. So I realize I'm not super well known in the Nerf community or anything, but my personal suggestion is don't bother trying to extend these. I don't feel like you're going to get that much extra value out of it. As to which one you should buy, as far as I can tell, the performance is about the same if you're feeding the same amount of darts. So if you like magazines that have a slight bend in them, and it's not that much bend, but if you like the banana style mag, buy that one. If you like the straight mag, buy that one. Maybe it depends on which one you can get for a better price. Ultimately, I paid about $1 less per regular Talon than I did for banana mag. And if you think about it, maybe it probably didn't quite cost me $1 to print the extender, but I'm getting about the same value out of them. So these functionally cost me about the same. Also notice that when you put the extender on the Talon, they are almost exactly the same length. So I feel like the two in either of my hands are going to be functionally equivalent. So how many can you hold in the new mag? Well, the stated capacity as printed in the plastic is 18. Right now I have 18 in this one. If you can see it, the follower, the last dart is about here, and the bottom of the follower is here. So with 18 in it, I'll be honest, you can actually still fit a few more. So let's see how many I can get in here comfortably. So there are 20 darts in the mag now. I could realistically fit 21. However, I feel like that'd be squishing the darts a bit. So I think 20 would be what I run these with. 20 darts. And if I recall correctly, I'd have to check my other video, 20 is what fit in here too. Now the main blaster that I've been using to test these is the Adventure Force Nexus Pro. As far as I can tell, they feed reliably. The next dart rises as you use each dart. The main question, and the thing that would be best to test, is if you have something that is a high-speed flywheel, maybe a full auto blaster, such as an FDL 2 or 3, can the new magazine keep up with that? I suspect that it should be okay, but I'm sorry to say I do not have a flywheel blaster that would really put the feeding rate of these magazines to the limit. That would be the main other thing that I would like to check. So this is intended as a relatively quick look at the new magazine since I got them, and I haven't really actually seen reviews on them, so I kind of wanted to be an early adopter. Which one should you get? I would primarily say if you do not have access to a 3D printer, the new one is probably a better value. If you can get them for a similar price, maybe within $1 or $2, you will hold more darts and not need much more room on your person for the new magazine. If you're like me and you have a 3D printer, these are about the same. And I would say if you like the style of one of them versus the other, just pick which one suits your fancy. Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been at least relatively insightful, and I will see you next time.